Welcome to RTV Africa. Today we'll be having an important conversation on couples life in campus. So we have found many students doing this, a boyfriend and a girlfriend cohabiting together, calling themselves couple without getting married. So with me here, I have the CEO of RTV Africa. So he will be shedding more light for us as a parent and guidance. So welcome back to the show, sir.
Yeah, thank you, Sean, for having me on this topic.
You're welcome,
Couples
sir.
life on campus, why our children, our students, get to school and begin to live like couples.
Yes, sir.
Yes, and it's so funny nowadays that no shame, no respect, no fear. The student get to school, one hostel, a boy and a girl will stay there for years, not even months, and begin to live like couples, the way like father and mother. It's very wrong, but don't let me stand your leg there. You lead me
Okay,
through your
sir. So,
question.
sir, before we dive in into the
Okay.
topic, you as a father now,
Okay.
a guardian.
Yes.
So, what is your take
Mm.
on these students living in couples life?
Mm.
What is your take? What do you see? Like, what can you tell us about it? You have been to school before in your generation. Is there something like couples life in when you were in school? So, back then, is it like this?
Yes, thank you, Sean, for taking me back to the early 90s where we were at the University of Lagos. The issue of couples life, it is not new, but was not pronounced like this.
Okay.
The way it was being done then, it is not how it is now. Let me be sincere with you. One is that 80 to 90% of students getting admission in those days, in the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, are accommodated from school campus. So they don't stay off campus. They stay in school campus. And it's not possible in the school hostel to live couples life.
Yes.
So it's not possible.
Yes.
So then the hostel facilities is enough, with the exception of when we were young, there are older students, probably married, older than us, who does not stay in the hostel with us, who stay off campus. That's what we have then. They're already married, they are old, but they want to come to university, they want to study, they want to have first degree. Do you understand? Majority of them don't stay in the campus, school hostel, they stay off campus. So their wives come to visit them, or the husband comes to visit them. In fact, some of them come with their children or child. You understand? So that's where we can refer to that as probably student living couples life. But recently, what we have seen is that at our time, we have this fear, the fear of what will my parents say, the fear of what the society say, the fear of God, the fear of government, the fear of society. So many fears we have then, which is no more there now. A lot of students don't even fear parents. The parent does not even go to school to check his child or children. No fear of God. Even the fear of God we're talking about, even the churches or the whatever, they go, they wonder. Some people go to religious gathering almost naked. And the man or the woman who head the church will close his eyes. All he wants to see population. He's not talking about morality. So the issue of morality in our society has been put into dustbin. So that is the beginning of the problem. Morality. No morality again. The morality from home, the teaching from home, the father will teach the son, the mother will teach the daughter, is no more there.
Yeah.
For those who still have it, pretend to be innocent. When they get to school, it becomes something else. So I know you have so many questions to ask.
I have so many questions.
So I'm just picking.
I understand.
So by the time I bring all together, you now understand where the problem lies.
So, sir, for students living this couple's life now, should we say a university has no control over students living outside school hostel?
From time memorial, the school authority only have meetings with community leaders, religious leaders on the school environment. Some radios from the school.
Okay.
Do you understand? But now, how many university does that now? The VC or the registrar of the school or the rector of the school going to have community meeting with this thing. So in those days, they used to have meeting with CDA's leaders, landlord association. So how many university campus now send representative to go to outside school environment, community around there to go and have meeting? How many? You always see when they want to do convocation, you see them, they say they went to community to go and give medical outreach, whatever. And is that all? Your students are staying off campus, are staying in hostel, are staying in people's house. Do you know the landlord? You don't know. Do you know the agent who gave it? You don't know. So, number one, the school authority is not doing anything direct. Number two is that parents have their own faults. Parents who put a child in the school does not even go to check the child in the school for
Check
4
on
years, for
them.
5 years. Check on them. They don't check. They don't
We
go to
should-
visit.
Are you saying we should blame parents in that
That's
aspect?
I'm approaching blames now. I'm approaching blames.
Okay.
I'm giving approaching blame. I will give solution. I'm just telling you the causes of all this. You understand? The causes of all this, the government have their fault, the school authority, the child, the parent, the society.
True.
So, in essence, now is that I've talked about the school authority not having enough hostel for
For
students.
students,
No,
yes.
yes, that's the issue. Not have enough hostel. If you have provisions, okay, you have provision for let's just say 1,000 students, provision for hostel, and you are admitting 6,000 students. Where do you want to put the remaining 5,000?
But sir, this practice only happen in government universities.
Yes.
Because in private university, most of these private universities, they have their private
That is-
hostel in the campus.
That is where I'm going now. For private institutions, before they start giving admission, they have made provision for
for
hostels.
hostel. So
In fact,
we should also blame government.
That's what I'm saying. We will go to we have blamed the school authority, blame government, blame
Blame
parents.
parents.
And we'll get to that place. What I'm saying now is in essence that any private institution who wants to admit 2,000 will have made provision for hostel of 3,000.
True.
They have made provision for, in fact, majority of their lecturers, non-academic staff, majority stay in the school environment for private universities, for private institutions.
Yes, in their staff quarters.
In their staff quarters. Though it happens in some states and federal university, but they are not making provision for everybody. Not even 50%. You understand? So,
Yes.
how do you want to monitor a child or a student who came to school to study a 4 years or 5 years course, who does not even have hostel? I paid for hostel and hostel is not provided. He said there's no provision for hostel. The best is for that student to look for hostel outside campus. I now got hostel outside campus. He said a young man or a young lady comes to her, I don't have hostel. Can you help me? I want to be your friend. Okay. He or she knows that her parent will not come to look for her or come to look for him. He knows. So he said, come in, Yabo. He becomes Yabo the other guy, or Yabo the lady. He becomes wife in the school.
So we should blame parents.
No, parents have their own fault. I've
Yes.
portioned the school authority. The government aspect is that government, now that we have JAMB is coming up now, JAMB is regulating school activities very well now. Recent years, we can see that JAMB. Now, if you know you cannot accommodate these students, don't give them admission. Yes. We have more universities now. In the last 3, 4, 5 years, we have more universities. So the issue of that university is not enough, is not there. Those who can avoid private university, go to private university. Give space for those who cannot go to government universities. Give space for them. So now for the universities, you want to admit 5,000 students for a particular academic section, and you have provision for just 500 or 600 hostels. So where will you put the rest? Automatically, they will stay off campus.
Off campus.
That's what I'm saying.
They have the opportunity to cohabit with anybody.
Yes, now so it's an opportunity
But
to
yeah.
to cohabit. And I know school, if they have provision for 500 bed space, they will make sure that space is filled up. That's the first thing. They will make sure that they collect their money, make sure it's filled up. So if you can fill up, I don't think recently that you will hear or heard anywhere that a school hostel is not being occupied by students. No, even the one in the bush, students still occupy and pay for it.
That's true.
So,
But sir, in another form, there are some parents that they provide everything for their children.
okay.
There are some students that they even have their own hostel,
Yes.
but they will leave their hostel and move into their boyfriend's place, or they move from their house to their girlfriend's place, and start staying together. So in that situation, how can we cannot blame parents.
Yeah.
Right? We can also blame parents because they are not coming to check on them. And sometimes most parents doesn't even have enough time, to travel down to their children's school to go and check on them. But must have provide like the accommodation for them. But these students still find a way to cohabit together.
I understand you. You see, like morality from home matters.
Okay.
The fear of that they created in our mind when we were young still keep us till today. The morality from home, though not all of them will take that what they call it, take that discipline from home.
Yes.
There are still children that will pastor, reverend, doctor, alpha child that was trained in the fear of God that got to school becomes another thing. But even as we are talking now, the rate of morality is too poor. I make example of a student going to a young lady or young man going to church and putting off almost half naked dress to a gathering, a religious gathering. A young man who is an undergraduate who put 4-3 earring, a young man putting 4-3 earring for what? Plaiting her hair like Konishogo, doing shuku. In our time, it's not accepted. But though I see universities coming up with it now.
Yes.
Modifying dress from the gate, they'll tell you this is dress code. But there was a period that thing became rampant. They almost wear rag, almost dress naked. They call it tissue. One cloth called tissue, whether tissue paper or tissue. You almost see a nakedness. It's naked. They wear it to campus. That's morality. So if a child can do that, that child can decide to abandon her hostel to go and stay with a man.
True.
That's morality. That's discipline. So the discipline must be imbibed on that child, on that student before leaving home. Though, like I said, not 100% of them, but you still have those who will still take that discipline.
I will have fear of their parents.
I have the fear
of
their parents and fear of God, where the parent doesn't have time for them to have to create fear, to train them, not only fear now, train them, taught them, put them in the way of God before they leave the house, before they leave their home. It's not there. They're busy looking for ends meet, looking for money. The child you are looking for money for is something else in the school. That is it. And that leads to so many things. Another topic for another day. That leads to the attraction the students are giving the lecturers.
Yes.
That leads to it. A child who does not read or who dress naked to the lecture class. What is this saying? Not only co-student is talking to his lecturer. That is another topic for that day. We are talking about student living campus life. So we have blamed the government for not making provisions. You understand? We have the school authority. We have told the parent. Then come back to the students. What we are talking about morality.
So should we say the school fellowship? In school we have different fellowship, both Muslim and the Christian fellowship.
Yes.
So should we say they are not preaching about this, or they are not aware that there are some students that are actually living a campus life in campus that they can even maybe curb them a bit?
Okay.
Because this whole thing now is like everywhere, every campus.
In the 70s, in the 80s, in the 90s, when we were in the universities, majority of the campus fellowship we have are well-known churches or organizations.
Okay.
Like we have the Ansaruddin Society of Nigeria, Muslim Student Society. We have for we Christians, we used to have Baptist Student Fellowship, Anglican Student Fellowship.
We have Redeemers.
Redeemers. But now you can see African Nigeria Church of the Lord Aladura. Different ones. And those founders, are they moral?
That's another question.
Are they morals? So the founder of those ones who are bringing fellowship, so those ones will be saying, ooh, shout for Jesus. When no matter if you try that, if you are sure, then let me come to one thing that I want to mention. I will not mention the name of the school. Recently, a young man told me, even in this studio, that the fellowship president impregnated 3 of a student in their fellowship. So what do you want to say now about that? The fellowship president of fellowship, one of these churches, fellowship,
impregnated,
yes. So what do you think will happen in that kind of fellowship?
So that means fellowship are not even helping matters.
The brothers and sisters in the fellowship are even the one who are the architect of cohabiting. Are the architect of who are cohabiting. So what do you want them to preach? What do you want them to say?
At the end of the day, everybody knows what they are doing.
So that is the issue now. There's the issue, the problem, the challenges goes round. Everybody to be blamed. Everybody needs to come back to round table and sit down. And
so,
I'm
as a parent,
yes,
a guardian, how do you think we can curb this?
So many ways. Number one, parents need to stand up to their responsibilities. Yes. A child come to home and said, Daddy, I've gotten admission to a particular school. You don't know the place, and you didn't bother to know. You didn't bother to find your child.
It is not fair.
You didn't bother to know the location of the school. All you do is just to go and
give them money.
Go and give
it's
them
not
money.
Enough.
Give them money to go to school. Give them money to do this. That is not enough.
It's not enough.
That is that. On parents' side, you don't visit the child, the student start school, spend 4 years, 5 years, and graduate. You don't visit. If that child is not disciplined, he might even come back home with something bigger than what you imagine. When I mean trouble.
That's true.
When in trouble, you can go out for trouble. That's why the majority of them, you see them also, so they are doing kidnapping, they are doing money rituals, they are doing prostitution, they are doing yahoo, they are doing blood money, because there is no coordination from parents. Then the parents who are also looking for money, parents is a child, your son or your daughter is in school, is bringing car home, has not started working. You didn't bother as a parent to ask, how come do you have a car? These are the things, these are the morality we're talking about. Couples life, we are just picking topics from what that immorality and uncare for your child. That is that. Again, we talked about parents not showing interest in visiting their children at home. Government should also do one thing. Like JAMB is coming up now. JAMB is regulating social school. You can't take more than 2,000. Social school can't take more than this. Social school can't take more than this, which is good. So some people say, no, there's not. There's space there. Yes, but the issue is that the facility the university have, can they accommodate 6,000, 7,000, 10,000, 12,000 that most of these schools are admitted every year? So these are the things. So in that area, the government aspect, the JAMB and the Ministry of Education needs to work on that. Provide hostel for the number of students that they can take, so that this comes. It might just stop totally, but it will reduce. It will curb.
That's true.
It will curb.
Provisions of hostels.
Then a child that is not well trained from home, automatically, some parents just carry. They know the kind of children they have. You buy certain beer to that is, if you are born, even if you are born vagabond, and you don't want to be vagabond, rebut yourself.
Okay, so I have another one last question. Do you think this students living couples life in campus, do you think it has an advantage? Probably like this act prepare them for future, maybe when they get married, something they have been practicing. Do you think it will have it has, everything that has advantages has disadvantages? So do you think it's something that can be, that will be an advantage to them when they finally get married? We know most of them don't end up together. Most of them don't end up together. Why most of them later got married? Do you think this act of living together in campus, we like aid them in marriage, or do you think it should not be practiced at all?
Well, the Bible said, what is not good, it is not good. Ab initio. One is that is not marriage.
Yes, right.
It's not marriage.
No marriage.
It is not marriage. And a teenage, because they are all teenagers between 16 and 21. Some might be mature than that before they got admission. Some might got admission late.
But now, sir, sorry to cut in. Now once they are 18, now they call themselves adults.
No, I'm coming. I know. That's what I'm saying. That is part of the problem we have.
Okay.
A teenager is a teenager. You are adult. You are this. They have entered school. They have left the home, calling themselves daddy, mommy, when they are not. Yeah. We are talking about advantage and disadvantage. For me, I will face the camera and tell the whole world I never said an advantage on it. And I will give so many reasons. Let me tell you, even those of us that have been married for years, for over 20 years, so many times we have issues with our wife or our husband, our couples at home. For things, I've seen a woman who said she's moving out of her marriage because her husband does snob in the night. Now, that is marriage. Now you are living couples life in campus. You are not married. You don't know him. He doesn't know you. You begin to cohabit. These are some of the experiences you begin to have at a teenage age.
When you're supposed to face your studies.
You are supposed to face your studies. Two is that The Bible says the marriage is undefined. I mean, the marriage marriage is a good thing, and it's meant for maturity. Undefined marriage. You have defined your marriage before you get married. You have learned to be washer of clothes, cook for the man that you are not sure is going to marry you. You have decided to give yourself headache by fetching water, by cooking for your boyfriend friends.
Yes.
You becomes a wife to every of your.
And you start calling them our wife.
Our wife. You now became our wife to all your boyfriend friends. You understand? I begin to practice sex at early age.
Yes.
That's why majority of them, before they get married, they say that guy cannot do well. How do they know that he cannot do well? Because they have practiced more than expected when they were in school. They have no styles. They have know how to somersault. They know how to do this. Because that is meant for marriage. That is meant to enjoy your marriage. But they are still enjoying it even in school. They have learned styles that is not supposed to be their headache. Sincerely, I want to send somebody who will tell me that any student who live couple's life, who live this kind of life we are talking, that came out to university with first class. I have never seen it. Because it is a pure distraction. I've never seen it. Maybe if you have one, you can show me.
Well, I don't think they will.
Because the issue is that it's a distraction. You can't be running scatter for your boyfriend, cook food. I still have enough time to study to come as first class student.
It's just like chasing two birds.
Which is not possible. Then I will just beg the management to also try and bring the student who practice this thing to this, because there's a lady who told me, frankly, on the screen, she wasn't shy. She said she practiced it. One of these Southwest University, that the father of the boy, they got to know.
I think I would like to have her on this.
So maybe if we can have her again. She said, as early as 6 a.m., she just hear Kokoko at the door open, said she wants to meet because she knows them by picture. She said she wants to meet that. The boy was on the phone, really open. Daddy, he said they walked her out of that because that hostel belongs to the boy. They walked her out of that hostel before they left back to Ijebu.
Hey.
That's a disgrace among, you see.
Very shameful.
So that's what I'm saying. Children of nowadays don't have shame again.
That's very shameful.
A very shameful act. And okay, let me tell you something. Then in our own time, we're always afraid of saying you want to date some person, a lady or a man that you're not going to get married to. Because the fear is that if that guy dates you and he didn't marry you, and later he got married to another person, will you have the fear that if they see you in the future, say, I've done that. Yes, but now they don't bloody care. Even on the same street, the same Gen Z age. What kind of Gen Z age is that? So viewers, this is a great opportunity. If you have your children in the school, that institution, please visit them. Spare weekends, spare days, take leave, take off from your work. You want to go and check that child, that's your son, that's your daughter in school, that you are paying school fees, that you are laboring to pay school fees, that you want him to be a leader of tomorrow, that you want him or her to be greater than you. Because we all pray that our children should be greater than us. Before my children enter university, I visit students that gave admission to that I put in university. I visit them. I drive down to visit them. Before my own children start entering university. I visit them. I'll call them. Even without telling their parents, I'll just call. I'm with your daughter now. Talk to your dad. They will be surprised. I'll be fine. Yes. Because I don't know. I just see it as a duty for myself. Talk less of my children now in the school. So these are the things. These are the reasons why they join societies. These are the reasons they become prostitute. These are the reasons they become any other thing. That's why some of them can be lured with just little money and they fall in the hands of money ritualists.
So the parent has so many works.
Yes, parents, government, the student themselves, school authority, and society. Because the society part I didn't mention, society part. Well, in the society, when you see these things happening on the street,
yes, especially the landlord.
God bless you. And some of them keep quiet.
The landlord.
You can't come to my house and rent and come.
But some schools they don't stay with landlord. maybe we should say maybe that's why most of landlords are not
Why
doing
you are the landlord, you build the place for rent, you build the place for business. Why don't you also visit the place? I know the number of people that stays in your house, that stay in your flat. Even
you
if
know,
you
when
live there.
landlord is said, okay, this place, I
Yeah.
don't want a student that are living together as a couple. I
Yeah.
think that will curb it as well.
Yes, that's why if the landlord is serious, it's not only after his money. It should even, that is societal problem. We carry heights. You say, because don't come. It's not my child.
Exactly.
Your own child is also somewhere there doing worst.
Exactly.
So
Exactly. Viewers, thank you so much for listening to our pep talk, and we can't wait to have you on our show. If you are once a student or a guardian that you want to come on our show to talk about your experience, or if you are once live a couple's life and it resulted to marriage,
come and
we
tell
would
us.
like to have you on our show, you know, to hear the advantages of this
For me, no
couple's
advantage,
life.
but if you have advantage,
Because
come and tell us.
if you have an advantage, you can come to our show to tell us. So
let's
thank you so much, sir,
Thank you for having me.
and thank you everyone.